All right. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Once again, once again. We got some things to talk about. Some semi-serious things. But I told y'all, based on this topic, I kind of knew that this FBA thing would start to take national forefront, would come to the forefront, not just nationally, but internationally. But we're gonna get off into this. Oh yeah, we're gonna get off into this big time. Yeah, because I got my thoughts on this. I noticed that the term foundational Black Americans is starting to move throughout social media and even beyond social media. But we're gonna get into that before. But before we do, and I'm in I trust, and Lord, I'm in I trust, and Lord, I'm in I impart this message concerning the foundational Black American terminology. Why is the term foundational Black American becoming such a popular term that's used? Why? Why is that really taking place? Now, you had a lot of you know, terms that came about over the last 10 to 15 years. You know, you had ADOS, a descendant of slaves. Um, you had well, African Americans is not new. You know, you had some people talking about Native Black Americans, and it, because, and I was asking myself why all of a sudden this need to come up with a new reclassification. Why all of a sudden, they left us off at African American. I'm talking about you know, the government has so-called Black Americans, naming them as African Americans, which I told you makes me cringe hearing that term African American. But the question is why? Why is it that the term FBA is now, being used to replace African American? Gradually being used. Like I said, it started off on social media. Started off on social media with Mr. Tariq Nasheed, who introduced foundational Black American. Introduced foundational Black Americans, and as a introduction to it, because at one point in time, Tariq Nasheed was, kind of, giving props to the ADOS thing under that lady Yvette Carnell. I don't really pay attention to a lot of this pro-Black stuff because I know that a lot of times um, these pro-Black spaces, they tend to have a lot of opportunists. They tend to have a lot of opportunists who want to reclassify our people, want to take hold of a segment of our people mentally, and in taking hold of them mentally, try to come up with a different ideology for our people to follow. When I say our people, I mean so-called Black Americans, right? And you know, all I can say is, from African American now to FBA, but is that really a forward leap, or is it a leap in a circle? Is that a movement in a circle? Is that a circular move? Is it a forward move, becoming known as foundational Black Americans, or is it a circular move, a pivot right back into alignment with African American? Well, let's see. Like I said, the person who coined that frame, foundational Black American, was Mr. Tariq Nasheed, right? And he said in order to be FBA, or that the FBA's foundational Black Americans are the product of continental Africans being brought over during the transatlantic slave trade and mixing in with the indigenous so-called Black people here in America. And through that mixture, we came as foundational Black Americans. We came basically from African slaves who were brought into America, African slaves that were brought into America and mixed in with the indigenous so-called Black people here. And we are the product of that. And I said, that's you saying that we African American. That's basically saying we African American. just giving a no whole nother name to African American. Tell me I'm wrong. It's giving a whole nother name to African American without saying African American. FBA means African American all the way around. And same way, I had to scratch my head and wonder, you know, how Jesse Jackson was able to introduce that term to our people and how it was able to catch on in media. There was no social media at the time, but in the media, it was like we became African Americans overnight um at the leadership of this guy Jesse Jackson, who it blows my mind that he's able to speak for over 40 million so-called Black Americans here in America, that he could just come up with a term, even though it wasn't really him. But let's just say it's him because he's the Trojan horse. He's able to come up with a term like African American, and it sticks. Now, I said this before, and I'm gonna say it again. If we were really African, if Black Americans, so-called American Negroes, because that's what they called us before we became African Americans, we were Black Americans, American Negroes. If we were from Africa, like originally, like they claim that we came from Ghana, we came from western parts of Africa, that there was no Black Americans here until 500 years ago. But we already debunked that because there was the Carolina Indians who were talked about in the 1500s. The Carolina Indians who were described as Black Americans, so-called Black Americans. So we were obviously here 500 years ago. We were here before that, because if these were indigenous tribes here, that means they didn't come from any place else. So we on paper were reclassified as from being American Indians to being American Negroes. This is in the paperwork. So for all these people that's talking this pretending nonsense, paperwork don't lie. It's in paperwork. It's in law. It's in reclassification of our people. You can go back and look this up. We were originally referred to as American Indian. Now, if we were African, then how come we weren't called Africans? How come we weren't called Africans if there was a transatlantic slave trade going on and that's where we came from? How come we're being called anything but Africans? How come we're being called anything but Africans? How come, first time they recording us on paper, they calling us Negroes, American Indians, American Negroes, because that's who was being sold into bondage. American indigenous people were being traded, being kidnapped, being rounded up, being forced into labor to work for these Caucasians, these colonizers who came into America to try and take hold of our lands, which they ended up doing because they had a lot of sellouts working with them. A lot of a whole lot of people who were working against our best interests, people that looked like us. Okay. So my question is, again, if we were originally African, how come we weren't on paper as African? Because there was an African slave trade that led mostly into South America and the West Indies. But as far as here in the North America, no, because it was too much skilled labor here. It was too many people that knew how to do things here. Too much skilled labor. Too much people who were being worked for their skilled labor, being utilized, being told that because of the color of their skin that they would be in perpetual slavery. So make sense to me as how you had certain people that were able to buy their way out of slavery, certain people who were exempt from slavery, certain people who were never slaves. How do you explain that and then claim they all African? It doesn't add up. So we went from American Indians to American Negroes to from copper colored people that were found here in the 1828 Merriam-Webster Dictionary. All these things point to us as indigenous people. And I told you that we came in from South America, from Mexico, and we came from one part of the continent of America into this current part of America, North America. We came into North America. We were really the first ones in North America, so-called Black Americans. We were the first ones from South America. pretty much we are the only indigenous people here in America. Everybody else came from someplace else, even the so-called Native Americans who come from Siberia. They're not indigenous to America, but they claim. That's why I say you have to do real research and really look this up and read this stuff, because if you rely on, and I was talking about this, I did a little recording on this about Chat GPT and what's the other one? Chat GPT and what's the other one? Grok. You know, these apps, these information apps that are feeding false information to the public, especially about the origins of our people, Black Americans, saying that we come from Africa and that all so-called people with our dark skin and our woolly hair is African, which is a lie, because they're trying to erase us as American indigenous people, as first Americans. And I'm gonna just come out and say this: the same way Jesse Jackson was used as a Trojan horse, the Reverend Jesse Jackson was used as a Trojan horse in 1988 to introduce the term African American to our people. It's the same way it just seems like Tariq Nasheed was introduced to push this FBA thing. Now, am I taking shots at Tariq Nasheed? No, but it just seems really suspicious to me that they refer to Tariq Nasheed as a race beta. They pretend like Tariq Nasheed is not favored by these people, but yet they take a term that he introduced. Keep in mind, he introduced this term foundational Black American to the public. There was no such thing as FBA before Tariq Nasheed. Now, he claims that this is a real lineage, but let's examine that. How is FBA a real lineage when the B inside of FBA is Black? We're not Black people. We don't have Black skin, because in order for foundational Black American to mean anything, you have to believe that you're a Black person. You have to believe that you have Black skin. See, that's what you have to believe. You have to believe that you are a Black person with Black skin. Okay? You have to believe that you got Black skin, that you came from Africa on some cargo slave ships. That goes right back to the whole Black African thing, because you do know Black is attached to African. Because what did they say in the history? Oh, we came over here Black Americans came over here as Black Africans. And then they tried to lie in Chat GPT and say that the term Negro was referring to Africans. No, it was not. That's a lie. Chat GPT is a damn liar, because the same racist Caucasians who make up this false history about us being from West Africa, about us coming over in slave ships, saying that we are not indigenous to America, are the same people that's programming that Chat GPT BS, or same people who are programming Grok. So stop looking to Grok to tell you anything. It's all a bunch of bull crap. Okay, so now I ask yourself, because Tariq Nasheed, he has like maybe a few 100,000 followers on excuse me. He has a few 100,000 followers on Facebook, and he's semi-famous. However, is he famous enough to come up with a term like FBA and then have it stick to over 40 million plus people? How much influence does he really have? Whereas he only has a few 100,000 people, and the term FBA, was basically, focused on the people that listen to his broadcast and things like that. That term was focused on, and then he tried to make it more of of a public thing, to everybody, and every, so-called Black people everywhere. All FBAs claiming that that's our lineage. How is Black our lineage? Black is a misnomer. Black is not a real lineage. There's no such thing as Black people. Do we got Black skin? No, we do not. No, we do not. We do not have Black skin. So if we don't have Black skin, then how are we Black people? How are we Black people? How are we foundational Black Americans if we don't have Black skin? Part of believing that you are FBA is that you have to believe you got Black skin. Tariq Nasheed said all the time, our Black skin people. There's no such thing as Black skin people. And if there is, we're not them. We don't have Black skin. We come in many different shades of bronze, copper-colored people. We are those copper-colored races who were found here in 18 by the Europeans, the 1828 Merriam-Webster dictionary definition of American. So what that tells you is that there were a group of copper-colored people. A group of copper-colored people were here who were see me getting over a little cold, like I was coming down with something. I'm tired, but they the term copper-colored races, we're talking about a dark-skinned people, right, who came in different shades of copper, right, which would be the description of so-called black people today. I want y'all to follow what I'm saying. The copper-colored races that are made reference to in the 1828 Merriam-Webster dictionary definition of American is only speaking about one people, and it's not speaking about the Native Americans. Those people call themselves Native Americans today. It is not. Copper-colored means, and copper-colored races mean many different races of the copper tone. Now, if you look at so-called black people here in America, so-called black Americans, we're the only real ones who fit that description of the copper-colored races. Then when you go to the 1526 definition, 1540 or 1526 and 1500s, when they look up the Carolina Indians, look at the description of the Carolina Indians. They're described as black Americans, black people. They're not called Africans. Nobody said they came from Africa. They are described as the indigenous peoples of the Carolinas. These would be today called so-called black people. So that's our heritage right there. A heritage that was always here in America, South America, North America, Central America. You'll find all of our indigenous tribes here in the Americas, Mexico, all our lands at one time. Okay. So with your FBA doctrine, you have to believe that you can't, because Tariq Nasheed will say, oh, it's no FBA doctrine, there's no FBA, but there is a doctrine. There's a doctrine that he is promoting. Because again, in order for you to be FBA, you have to believe that there was a transatlantic slave trade. You have to believe that we are the product of an ethnogenesis between Africans and American, so-called black American indigenous people. Now, that's pretty much the same thing Caucasians teach about our black Americans presence in America. We're taught that we are a bunch of mutt, because this is what they teach. They teach that black Americans are a bunch of mutt Africans, right? We're a bunch of mutt Africans who came over on African slave ships and got mixed in with white people. We got mixed in with Native Americans, and we're basically a mutt race. That's the same thing Tariq Nasheed saying. The only thing he's just saying it was black indigenous people. So my question is this: if we are part African, because that's what Tariq Nasheed says, that's what the FBA is. The FBA is part African, part American, African American. That's what the FBA is. A FBA, he said, Tariq claims he got the term FBA from Dr. Claudia Anderson. I don't give a damn who he got it from. I don't care who he got it from. So it's incorrect. Because number one, we don't have black skin. Number two, we go back further than the foundation of the United States of America, because that's what Tariq Nasheed says. He says that we go back to the foundation of the United States of America, which means we didn't exist in America to the formation of the United States. Now, the formation of the United States officially was in 1776. That was when that was the formation of the United States in 1776. So that's incorrect, because that's exactly what he said. We go back to the foundation of the United States of America, which is 1776 officially, because prior to that there was no United States of America. There was the United Colonies that was under Britain. So if you saying that that's like you saying we only been here since the 1700s. And that's not correct, because if you say there was indigenous people here who are not African, then what about them? Because I pointed out that there was no ethnogenesis, meaning that our culture was always here in America. Our culture is linked to our first American, Mesoamerican, indigenous heritage that was always here in America. There's always been a bronze presence, so-called black presence here in America. because we are the foundation, the real foundation of all of the Americas, not just the United States of America. Before the Europeans got here, we were here. Before the Europeans got here, before the Native Americans came here from Siberia, we were here. We watched everybody come here. Now, my thoughts on why FBA is becoming popular, because you do know that with this knowledge of who we are as first Americans coming out, with this knowledge of that coming out, with the reality of that, with the onslaught of content creators on YouTube who have been talking about our indigenous heritage. Shout out to Dan Calloway, shout out to Mike TV, and even to this guy Carameo, man. And though you was a sucker for what you did, trying to disrespect my people, but whatever. And so many more, 1,000 go-aheads. It's been a resurgence of our American indigenous culture, our first American culture is coming out. It's been a resurgence of that, because prior to that, our grandmothers, grandfathers, whenever we was asking about where our people come from, they was first to tell us, we Indians. We Indians, meaning that was their way of saying we indigenous to this land. We didn't come from no place else. This is what our grandparents told us. This is what our family, our elders told us, that we indigenous to America. That was their way when they said, "Oh, but we ain't from no Africa. We from here. We from Alabama. We from Georgia. We from this." Then now people say, "Oh, because they didn't remember that they was brought from Africa." Excuse me. So-called Black people have an oral tradition, oral history. We talk about everything. Even eventually our family secrets come out. So miss me with the, we was from Africa, and see what happened is that, we forgot about the fact that we came from Africa. No, because you still got the Siberian Native Americans who still carrying their Siberian customs and traditions from thousands of years ago. You go and look at their origins of their customs. The Siberians, the Native Americans, can be linked to Siberia, even down to their feathered headdress, which is not really indigenous to America. We had our own feathered headdress that went up in the air. That's the one that's more indigenous to America than theirs, because these people are not indigenous to America. You can't come from someplace else and claim you're indigenous to this land. And my wife made a good point. She said, they try to lie and say that there was no people here in this country. They try to lie and say the European races, because, if they can't be the first Americans, they want you to believe nobody was here, which is a lie. You know why they say that the Native Americans are indigenous and that they are the first people of this land? You know why they tell that lie? Because they know that the Native Americans are in on it with them. That's why the Native Americans will open up their reservations to Caucasians to blend in with them. You see, they can't. If we step up and say we first Americans, which is what we are, you know what? If we step up and say we first Americans, which we are, then they can't blend in with us. The Europeans can't blend in with us. The Mongoloid Native Americans can't blend in with us. But see, they could blend in with each other on the reservation. That's why you'll see white people talking, they Native American. But as I told you before, the term Native American simply means that you're born on the land. Doesn't mean you're from the land. You're born on the land. Again, you could be a foreigner. You could be an immigrant in America, and then after a few generations born here, because you live here, then you become native to America. You become a Native American. That's what Native American really means. Because you can't say you're indigenous to a place when you came from someplace else. I don't know why the so-called Native Americans tell that lie, that talking about they was here for 25,000 years. That's a lie. And if that's true, where's your cultural influence in America? You want to act like there was nobody here? We can go right to the Bonaparte temples. We can go right to all these places and find Black people here in America. Hell, the oldest living person found in the Americas was a so-called Black woman, not a Native American, Mongolian, Siberian woman, a so-called Black American woman, not an African-looking woman, a Black American woman. So what that says is We were always here. This is our country, our continents. We are indigenous only to America. We did not come from no Africa. Now, FBA is introduced because, like I said, the popularity of who we are. Hold on. The popularity of who we are as indigenous Americans is coming out. The popularity of who we are as indigenous Americans is coming out. And because that knowledge is coming out, certain people want that knowledge silenced. I'm going to say it again. Because the knowledge of who we are as indigenous Americans, first Americans, which is what I refer to myself. I'm first American. I'm not no FBA. I'm not no black man. I'm first American, bronzeman. First American bronzeman. You see? First American bronzeman. You see? So because that knowledge of who we are as first Americans is coming out, and that we are indigenous to America, because of people, like you said, all of the content creators on YouTube who bringing this information to light. So certain people have to scramble. Oh, they don't want this indigenous thing to catch on with our people, to whereas you're going to start seeing our people reject black and African American. So something has to be done to keep us on that black leash. Something has to be done to get us back on that black train. That nonsense of us believing we got black skin, and with that black skin belief, black goes with Africa, right? Black Africans. The term black goes with Africa. So of course they have to have something to replace African American, because African Americans played out. I need my cord because my laptop about to go. If you got it back there. Yeah. So the term African American is played out. The term African American is played out. That era in 1988, when Jesse Jackson introduced that's played out. So now that our people are starting to wake up and starting to self-identify as indigenous Americans, as I said, we in our community, we identify as first Americans, and I refer to myself as a bronzeman. I don't call myself no black man. I'm a bronzeman, bronze-skinned, copper-colored man, self-described bronzeman. We are bronze people, copper-colored people, the original Americans of this country, the original Americans, the first Americans. First is only. Now that knowledge is coming out, people have to scramble. These people behind the scenes with all that money and things like that, influence and things that people, these pale people, they have to find someone, or they have to latch on to something to counteract our discovery of who we are as first Americans. They have to keep us in a black mindset, a black mentality. So who do you push forward first? You push forward people who still talking that Pan-African nonsense, like Umar Johnson. Umar Johnson got popular pushing that whole Pan-African garbage, right? Pushing that Prince of Pan-African garbage, right? Lying to our people, talking about we African and all this other stuff. And now that knowledge is coming out of who we are as first Americans, and with all of the issues Umar Johnson starting to have, nobody's really checking for that. Not to mention that school that never is going to get built, that FDMG, Run DMC Academy that he talking about, talking all out of his head, going on damn whatever. Like I said, dude is becoming more, his whole Pan-African rant is becoming more and more, fake every day. Nobody's even thinking about Pan-Africanism no more. So Pan-Africanism is out the door. Thank you, baby. Okay. Okay. My daughter had to bring me my charger. So Pan-Africanism is on this. It's done. Pan-Africanism for the most part is done. All right. Our people not falling for the whole Pan-African nonsense no more. Our people are waking up. Give me a second. Plug this in. So Pan-Africanism is done. All right. We're not falling for the African banana and the tailpipe no more. Pan-Africanism is done. So, and that means Umar is done. He done collected all that money for the school, whatever happened to it, whatever, right? So now that nobody's messing with Umar no more, what's next? Oh, this guy over here, Tariq Nasheed, he's foundational Black American. Oh, they like that. They like that because the as he would say, the so-called dominant society, they like that because it still keeps us in alignment with blackness, because that's what they want. They don't care if we don't call ourselves African no more, even though black goes with African. Black and African is synonymous with each other, because when they was calling us African, there was black was always attached to it, right? Anything to hide who we are as first Americans. They have to throw us off the scent. So how do you do that? You come with the whole foundational Black American thing, or you signal boost that. You signal boost that. You signal boost that to the public. Now you got Tucker Carlson and all these people talking FBA and foundational Black American. Again, Tariq Nasheed, you know, he's known, but you know, it's so many people that don't know who he is. A lot of people, hell, Jesse Jackson was more famous than Tariq Nasheed. But here you mean to tell me Tariq Nasheed, who, you know, maybe I'm not saying he's not popular, but he got maybe a couple of 100,000 followers, and he's able to come up with a term like foundational Black American, and all of a sudden it's being used in social media and whatnot. Are you serious? Are you serious? Y'all don't smell nothing funny there? Y'all don't see nothing strange there? Y'all don't see that all of a sudden FBA pop up, because again, Dane Calloway and them was out here heating it up, man. On these YouTube streets, he was out here heating it up. Well, who we are as indigenous Americans. He was out here, like I said, they was putting in that work. So somebody has to come, somebody has to be raised up to throw us off there, because again, the society, they don't want us, the powers behind the society, they don't want our people to start claiming first American or indigenous American. They don't want that. They want our people to stay as blacks, African Americans, and no more. But bye-bye to blackness, bye-bye to African Americanism, goodbye. Because it's false. And if our people are looking to become a real serious people, a real serious people in the world today, then we need to be standing up for who we are as first Americans. First American is real. FBA is not. First American is real. FBA is not. Now, people might say, oh man, that's a title you come up with, First American. Actually, it's not. I just applied it because, like I said, it fits who we are. It's not catchy. It's no, you know, no catchy catchphrase and all the FBA, because you know, they know how Negroes are. We love things. Black people love to hear stuff that sound hip and cool and catchy. And yeah, and the acronym FBA does sound like that, but it's BS. It's BS. Because number one, we don't have black skin. And number two, we're not foundational to the United States of America. We was here before there was any foundation of the United States of America. So obviously that title is not real. We can't be sitting up here attaching things to us that's not real. That's how we got attached to black and African American and all this other nonsense, because we sit up here and let people tell us who the hell we are instead of us telling people who the hell we are. We're supposed to be telling the world who we are, not somebody telling us who we are. Now, people say, well, Tariq Nasheed, no. I don't care who he got it from. I don't care if it came from Dr. Claude Anderson. I don't give a damn who it came from. If you calling our people black-skinned people, you're lying to our people. You're trying to get our people to believe something that's not real. And how are you going to raise people up? How are you going to bring them into alignment with their so-called lineage if you start off lying to them about their lineage? You're telling our people that they got black skin. That's a damn lie. You telling our people that they are foundational to the United States. And he makes sure he says that Black Americans are, he says Black Americans are foundational to the United States of America, which is true in that we built the United States of America. That's true. That part is true, but we are foundational, or that we are indigenous to America, because even that foundational American, it seems like that was thrown out there to replace indigenous American. Foundational American was thrown out there to and talking about we foundational to the United States of America. But that seems like that was a terminology that was thrown out there to hide the fact that we were already here in America. And not to mention the fact Tariq Nasheed was playing us down, calling black people who claim an indigenous status as pretendians. He at one time was doing that, right along with Umar Johnson. Now that term pretendian comes from these Mongoloid Native Americans, right? So, and it was a way to disrespect the indigenous copper-colored people, the bronze-skinned people of this land, our people. So why would you, even if you didn't agree with us saying that we indigenous to America, yet Tariq Nasheed turns around and says that we part indigenous. First, we was pretendians and we were supposed to be Africans and we didn't want to be, we want to be. Then all of a sudden he concedes and say we part indigenous, we half African, half indigenous, which is African American. So my thing is, why would you call us pretendians if you know that there was indigenous people here, all these indigenous so-called black tribes here? I say so-called black tribes, these bronze copper colored people. Why would you call us pretendians? Why would Umar Johnson get on the side of these Mongoloid Native Americans and start calling us pretendians when he obviously hasn't done the history, or he knows the history and doesn't want to put that out there because he's a pan-Africanist, and whoever pays him, whoever coattails he's dragging on, whoever, you know, he's in alignment, wants him to keep pushing this whole pan-African thing, but it's not working no more. Pan-Africanism is dead with our people. We do not believe we come from no Africa. We American only. By indigenous status as first Americans, we are American. That's all. And again, first American is the only real title that fits our people, because we are the first, meaning the only real Americans here. And we have to say first American because that differentiates us from all the other people who are using the term, who coming over here as foreigners, using the term American, you know, as some, just some regular random phrase. Like, in other words, anybody could come here and just start calling themselves American. Anybody could come here. That's how they do our stuff. Because again, they told you, the Europeans told you in the 1828 Merriam-Webster dictionary definition that there was an original group of Americans here, those copper-colored races. And they're not describing Native Americans, because Native Americans only existed in one part of the United States, and that was on the West Coast. And they didn't start popping up in the United States until the 1800s. And they came in through Mexico, and they were all across the West Coast and somewhat in the Mideast, which is where their reservations are today. They were never in the Carolinas. They were never in New York. They were never no place where they claimed that we interacted with them as Africans and mixed in. And that's how we got. That's a lie. That's a lie. Okay, that is a lie. A lot of lies being spread. And the biggest lie is this whole FBA thing. The biggest lie is this whole FBA thing. The biggest lie that's being spread is that we some foundational black Americans. Black should have died a long time ago. Black should have died a long time ago, because black is very limiting to our people. You got, come on, man. Come on, think about this. We got our people come in so many different shades of copper. Our people come in so many different shades of copper, bronze skinned people. Our people come in all these different shades of bronze, copper colored, but yet we sitting up here calling ourselves black people. You going to tell me that's not limiting our people? You want to tell me that's not limiting our people? We come in all these different shades of bronze, copper color, but you sitting up here calling us black people? You got people sitting around telling, I'm light-skinned black person, I'm a brown skin. Remember I said that just sounds dumb. We sound dumb calling ourselves black people, and we come in all these different shades. That is meant to hide who we are as the copper-colored races who the Europeans found here. FBA is being used to hide our American indigenous heritage, because they would rather us be FBAs than be indigenous Americans, claiming indigenous, claiming first American. They'd rather us be FBAs. Okay, because if not, you wouldn't see them promoting that term. You wouldn't see these Europeans on these news shows, wherever, promoting that term. They're promoting that term as a way to throw off our knowledge of who we are, that we're coming into as first Americans. First American is much stronger, much realer than foundational black American. First American is just that. It ain't nothing that got it too deep. Again, we the first Americans. That's it. Simple as that. That's real. Can't add to that, can't take away from that. That's right on the dot. Right or wrong. First American. That's are we not the first Americans? Are we not the first Americans of America who didn't come from no place else? Are we not the first Americans? Yes or no? I want a general consensus here. Are we not the first Americans? Yes or no? Are we not the first Americans? I want to hear. I want to know. Yes or no? Are we not the first Americans? Yes or no? Yes. There it is. Well, there it is. Do we need FBA then? If we know who we are as first Americans, do we need anybody telling us that we black-skinned people, that we have some ethnogenesis? You know, for somebody who claim they're not a leader of an organization, because he say, and I get what Tariq Nasheed saying, he's saying he's not the FBA, there's no FBA organization, and that he's not the leader of anything. So, okay, if you're not the leader of the FBA, or that you say FBA is not an organization, it's a lineage, then how is it that you're coming up with all these different how is it that you're coming up with all these different ideologies about FBA? You only come up with different ideologies about a term that you came up with, because we know FBA did not exist until Tariq Nasheed put it forward. And I think he said he got native, he didn't want to use native Black American, but my thing is this. How are you coming up with all of these ideologies about FBA that nobody ever heard before? These are ideologies that you came with about Black people coming over here from Africa and mixing in with indigenous people, Black Americans and whatnot. That's something you came up with. That's not real. That's not real. Because you said a lot of different things before. Like he said, his people been in America for 500 years. Black people been in America for 500 years. Oh yeah, that's the foundational Black American ideology. Okay, we as first Americans say we've always been in America. There was never a time where we were not in America. We are not from Africa. That's what we said as first Americans, that we are the only real Americans, straight up. So-called Black Americans who have lineage that goes back to the South and all that, like myself. There ain't no African here, us with these full hairlines. Our bloodline, our heritage is here in America, not in no damn Africa. Okay. See these racist Caucasians, who pulling the strings behind the scenes, they don't want you to think that there was a group of people who are indigenous to America that was always here. They don't want you to believe that or think that that's true. Now, ain't that funny? My wife made a good point. She said every continent has an indigenous people. Said Europe has indigenous Caucasians, even though it was people there before them. But let's just get, for now, Europe is indigenous to Caucasians, right? Europeans. Africa is indigenous to Africans, right? Asia is indigenous to Asian people, Asiatic people. But you mean to tell me America, there was nobody here? There's no indigenous people that only come from here? Because like I said, the Native Americans at one point in time, they didn't even want to admit that they were Siberians. And some of them still don't even admit that they Siberians, that they came from elsewhere, because they know once they say that, they can't really claim indigenous. I don't care if you come from someplace else, you can't say you indigenous to this. I don't give a damn if you've been here 25. I don't care if you came here 1,000,000 years ago. It doesn't matter. If you're not from the land, if you came from any other land, then you're not indigenous to America. Hello. You're not indigenous to America if you came from a whole nother place. If you came from a whole nother land, you are not indigenous to America. Simple as that. You can be native to America, which is what they are. Like the white man, they're no different than the Caucasians. That's why the Europeans could claim indigenous and they don't say nothing about, that's why the Europeans can claim Native American as well. And you don't never see these so-called Native Americans on the reservation say nothing about it. This is why Caucasians could be heads of Native American tribes that they're in, be tribal leaders, and they don't say nothing about it. They don't call them Wabos or Waybos or whatever the hell, but they call us that. The real American Indians. They're going to call the real American Indians Wabos, wannabes, and tell them we want to be like them. I'm like, we don't even know who y'all are. Other than seeing y'all dancing around with a bunch of costumes on, we don't know your culture, so why would we want to copy your culture? We got our own culture. We got our own American culture. We have our own first American heritage that has nothing to do with Native Americans. So I wish people stop trying to call us Native Americans, Black. No, we are first Americans of America. We didn't come from no place else. We were always here in America. We are solely from America, South America, Central America, North America. We came from one part of America, American continent, from South America into North America. We were in Mexico. Mexico was originally a bronze country. America is bronze country, a bronze country. They still got bronze people there, bronze copper colored people. They still got our people, that so-called Black people in them in those places. And like I said, they called us Black people as a way to erase us. Again, remember I told you Black is in the term of erasure. Black is a term of erasure. It is not a race. It is meant to be a term of erasure. When you want to hide something, when you want to erase something, what you do, you black it out. You put a line through it, you redact it, like the government does when they hide, when they try to, hide, have files that are classified. What they do, they put black marks through it, redact. That's what they did to a whole group of people. That's why they call us Black people. Hello. They redacted a whole group of people on paper. They redacted a whole group of people on paper. Us, the real Americans, the first Americans, we were redacted on paper. That's why they started calling us American Negro, because we went from American Indians to American Negro. Now, if we was African, why didn't they just call us Africans in the first place? Why didn't they just call us Africans? Why didn't they just say we was African slaves? What's with this Negro nonsense? What's with this first calling us American Indians, then calling us Negroes? You know why? Because it was meant to erase us. When the Europeans decided to, when they got their independence from England through the Revolutionary War, which we took part in as indigenous Americans, Crispus Attucks was a first American. Crispus Attucks was a first American. He was not no damn African. Again, we reject that whole African American thing. Everybody should reject that, and we definitely should reject foundational Black American, because it's not real. It's not real. It was racist Caucasians that started calling us Black people. When they started calling us American Negro, what is the word Negro? Negro is Spanish for Black. So they were always trying to erase us by calling us Black people. Don't y'all see that? Don't y'all see that? Don't you see? I mean, are my people slow or what? Are Black people slow? I'm saying Black people because y'all moving in darkness. Y'all can't see that the term Black was meant to be a term of erasure. And you get these people, these sellouts, who will come out here and push Black to our people. They'll come out here and push Black to our people as a way to sell our people out and erase our heritage and try to make us like we a bunch of mutt race people, a bunch of mixed race mutts, telling us that we part white, we part this, we part African, we part. Come on, man. How can Tariq Nasheed point out the differences between us and the Africans and then claim we them? You don't get, listen, there's no such thing as, oh, if we African, we go to a whole nother place and we not African no more. We had an ethnogenesis and we not Africans no more. No, man. No, it don't work like that. You are where you came from. So if you saying we came from Africa, then we still Africans according to you. We still Africans. You see? If you saying we had some ethnogenesis and we came from Africa into America, and then we have African roots. That's what you're saying, which is a lie. That is a lie. Stop lying to our people, man. Stop lying to our people. Cut this FBA shit out, man. There's no such thing as no foundational Black American, because there's no Black people. How you gonna call that our lineage? And that's not even a real thing. We're not Black people. We are those copper-colored races. Again, why you notice none of these pro-Blacks ever point to that and say, yeah, we those copper-colored races that's talked about in the 1828 Merriam-Webster Dictionary definition of American. Now, here's the thing. American obviously has to have a people that are only indigenous to America if it says in the 1828 Merriam-Webster Dictionary definition of American, it's giving a description of the people of the Americas, the copper-colored races who were found here by the Europeans. Now, they can't be talking about us because they say we were found here by them. They found us here, which means we were here before them. We predate them. And if you read in the journals of Giovanni de Verrazzano, William Penn and all the early explorers who came into America in the 1500s to 1400s, all they talk about is the indigenous tribes of America, and they're describing them as what you would call a black person today. They're describing black people from our skin tones to our hair, our bushy hair, our long hair, because our people grow long hair, man. Our people, I can still grow a big afro, I can still grow braids and everything. I still got a full hairline. I'm 55 years old, man. I told you, I got the first American hairline. I still get shape-ups, lineups. I still get lineups. I ain't got no black shit in my hair sprayed. I ain't got no man unit. I don't got a man unit like Akon, the African. See, Akon had to get a man unit because a lot of these Africans, they don't really grow hair. That's how you know we different. They don't really grow hair. You got some American indigenous people who are amongst the Africans. Some of the American indigenous people of our people are amongst the Africans. That's true. You see, you know, FBA is just another. FBA is African American all over again. FBA is African American all over again. That's all. You see, we first Americans. Which sound more powerful? Come on, let's keep it real. Which sound more powerful, first American or FBA, or foundational Black American? Which sound more powerful? By a show of everybody in the chat, which sound more powerful, first American or foundational Black American? Which sound more powerful? Which sound more powerful? First Americans or foundational FBA? There you go. Because that's who we are. That's real. You don't get no realer than that. Oh, FBA sound more powerful? Does it? See, somebody said FBA. Sir, excuse me. What's your name? You said FBA sound more powerful. So my question is this: you got black skin, sir? You got black skin? The person who said that, you got black skin? The person that said FBA sound more powerful and more in alignment with us, you got black skin? Because I don't got black skin. Excuse me, you said you got black skin, huh? Really? Do I got black skin? Do I got black skin? Huh? Do I got black skin? I'm asking you a question. What's your name again? What's that? Circadian. Oh, no, not you. I'm trying to read your name. You said, so you got black skin? Huh? So do you got black skin? That's what I'm saying. I'm asking you, the one who said you FBA. You got black skin? Do I got black skin? Because if you're gonna sit up here and claim I got black skin when you can clearly see my skin is not black, there's something wrong with you. See, in order for you to believe you black, a foundational Black American, you gotta have a screw loose. You gotta be mentally off. In order for you to believe that, you gotta believe you got black skin. So I'm gonna ask you again: is my skin, or is your skin the same color as this bag? Is your skin the same color as this goddamn bag? Because you FBAs are slow, man. Just like you Pan-Africans are slow, man. Black people, so-called black people who believe they got black skin, you're slow. Something's wrong with you. So you're off. Do your skin look like this? Matter of fact, ask Tariq Nasheed when you get a chance. Ask him if he's saying we black skin people. Ask Tariq Nasheed, do he got black skin? Does anybody's skin look like this? Huh? Okay. No, I'm not saying you, but I'm saying the one who claimed FBA. I'm sorry. I said the one who's claiming FBA. I think it was somebody in here claiming FBA. Yeah, First American sounds better. It does, because that's the truth. We first Americans. Not only do it sound better, it is better. We first Americans. You see? We've been black universally as a construct. You're talking reckless. We black, fam. Fuck out of here. How about that? I'm not your fan. I'm talking real. Yeah, I don't give a shit if it's reckless. Okay, how about that? And I'm not your fam. Don't come in here talking about I'm talking reckless. I'm talking real. Nigga, if you don't like it, bounce. You make me get raw and uncut. You don't come out, yeah, you talking reckless. Yeah, because you got that term from a white man. And let me tell you something about you coon goons. You niggas that talk that shit. So you done got me boiled up. Don't sit up here and start talking about, yeah, fam, you talking. I'm talking real, nigga. I'm talking real. You don't like it, bounce. Ain't nobody black here. You can take your black ass on. Take your black ass on down the road. Ain't nobody black here. If you want to live in that fantasy world that was created by racist Caucasians who was calling you black people, making fun of you, calling you darky, calling you black, darky, all that black face. You want to believe you got black skin, fool? Carry your ass on. No, I'm saying negative. You can talk how you want. I'm telling FBA is no, it is not no lineage. Do you got black skin? Do you got black skin? Yes or no? Do your skin look like this? Does your skin look like this? Does your skin look like, if your skin don't look like this, then you talking out of your behind, man. You talking out of your behind. If your skin don't look like this, if your skin is not the color of this and you're not a black man, how simple-minded are you? How simple-minded are you? You see? I know it don't change nothing to you because you simple-minded. You're simple-minded. You can't talk to you simple-minded pro-blacks because you're gonna sit up here. Let me ask you a question. Did we call ourselves black people or did somebody else call us black people? That's a real question for you. Huh? Universally by who? We black, it's universal. By who? Who said that? Who said that? Who said that? You tell me who said that. That we black universally. Do you got black skin, fool? Do you have black skin? Yes or no? Because Tariq Nasheed said we got black skin. Do you have black skin? Not simple enough to use and what insult to what? Communicate my point. Do you have black skin? I don't want to hear your babble. Do you got black skin? Yeah, I flipped on you because you come in here trying to be derogatory. Do you got black skin? I don't care if you're not Tariq. You coming in here talking about we black skinned people. What are you talking about? I asked you a simple question. Black is not no universal nothing. And that term came from white people. So if you following the term of racist Caucasians who set up here and looked at all of the different shades and complexions of our people and then turn around and call us black people, you a Sambo and a coon. You a Sambo. You a Sambo because you follow what these Caucasians say about our people. That means you a brainwashed Sambo. That's what that means. You talking that pro-black stuff. You know what you like? You like them people that sit up here and talk about white supremacy and the white supremacy. And what you believe in white supremacy too, huh? Because a lot of these pro-blacks believe in white supremacy. Y'all don't want to call these racist Caucasians what they are. They're just racist Caucasians, but you calling them supreme. You the same people that adhere to that black nonsense. And because we over here and we got free minds and we ain't adhering to the black nonsense, you want us to adhere to that because you slow. You slow. Yeah, black is an insult. That's right. It is an insult. It was meant to be an insult from racist Caucasians. But we got cats like this in here because let me tell you something. A lot of these pro-blacks in here, they really a bunch of boule Sambo coons. They're a bunch of agents, man. A lot of these guys are pushing this nonsense, trying to get us to believe we got black skin. Let me tell you something. Don't ever trust nobody who try to get you to believe a lie, man. Because even in the word belief, you see the word lie. And this guy's up here, when you say you're not saying ish, talking loud and saying, and you're not saying nothing, then bounce, dude. Bounce. I know it ain't, I know it's not resonating with you because you slow. Then just go ahead. Because there's no black people in here. This is the copper-colored people in here, the bronze-skinned people. Nobody want to hear your black garbage. Get this nigga out of here, man. Get this simple-ass Negro out of here. Then get your FBA ass out of here. We don't want no FBA. They never been cooning. Y'all coons. Y'all Sambos. Anybody believe you got black skin because some white man told you he's calling you Negroes, insulting you, you dumb enough to believe that, then you are a coon and a Sambo. Just like a lot of them pro-blacks, a lot of them Black Panthers are coons and Sambos too, because they was pushing that African nonsense, lying to our people. Our people never wanted to be called black. We was setting up whole towns and whatnot here in America called Bronzeville. You got a Bronzeville in Texas. You got a Bronzeville in Chicago. And I even believe there's one in Los Angeles. So we know we are the bronze-skinned people. They was insulting us, calling us black people. And we got idiots like you to get up here and stomp for that nonsense. You stomp for that foolishness. We define. You ain't defining nothing because you didn't call yourself black. You can't even answer the question. I said, are you a black man? Do you got black skin? Do you have black skin? Do you got black skin? Do your skin look like this? Do anybody know anybody got skin that look like this? Huh? Do anybody know anybody got skin that look like this? Who got skin that look? Because this is black right here. This is black. Does anybody know anybody got skin that look like this? If you got skin that look like this, I'm walking the other way. If I see somebody look like this, I'm walking the other way. Who that's dark, I'm walking the other way because that's not normal. My skin don't look like this, and you're not going to sit up here and convince me that I got black skin because you a damn fool. Man, get this fool ass nigga out of here, man. Get this fool ass Negro out of here, man. Get these Sambos out of here. A lot of them guys in the 60s was pushing that black stuff. There's a bunch of sellouts, man. Our grandmothers, our grandfathers, for the longest time, was telling us we American Indians, we Indians. We those copper-colored races who was found here by the Europeans. We are those bronze-skinned, copper-colored people. We are not no damn black people. We come in all these different shades, and we always came in these different shades, and we was always in America, and we're not going to listen to no Sambo, pro-black Sambo when they come up here and tell me, I'm a black man, I'm from Africa. Go live in Africa then. Go live in Africa. You see? Go live in Africa. You pro-black Sambos, go live in Africa. Go be amongst your black. Go to Ghana, because ain't that what you believe? Y'all come from Ghana? While them Ghanaians, the real Ghanaians over there swindling y'all out of your money. While you sitting up here believing that you from Africa and that you from Mama Africa, man, then go back to Mama Africa then. Go be black with your black brethren in Mama Africa. Tethers, the haters hate falling off the bone of America. Goof. What is this clown talking about? Why is he still in here? Get this guy out of here. He's a troll. Get this guy out of here. And I'm not even kicking you out because what you saying don't even make sense. What you saying don't even make sense. You got to go to the back of the bus, man. You got to go to the slow section because you believe you got black skin. You believe your skin is like this, and you still ain't answered the question because I know black is only one shade. This is black. If I don't look like this, I'm not going to call myself a black man. I'm not going to play myself because you got a bunch of clowns out here like you that believe that your skin look like this. I'm not going to sit up here because he got to be playing games, man. This guy playing games, man. And I'm sorry I had to go off on this dude, man. I'm sorry, but you know I get real raw and uncut up here because I hate stupidity, man. I hate ignorance just for the sake of being ignorant. I can't stand that. You see? That's get this Sambo out of here. I'm gonna tell one of my mods, get this Sambo out of here, man. Again, you guys are sitting up here believing you got black skin. Y'all a bunch of Sambos, man. Y'all a bunch of Sambos. I'm gonna just say it like that. Raw and uncut, y'all Sambos. Because you believe that some nonsense, some white man told you. That came from some Caucasians, man. You see? Yeah, right. Listen, man, we about to wrap this up, man. Get this guy out. Why is he even still in here, man? Get this guy out. Matter of fact, this guy the hell out of here. Get this guy out of here. Right? Yeah, get that guy out of here. Yeah, get his ass out of here. We ain't got time for Sambo. We ain't got time for Sambo babble. All that black talk is nothing but Sambo babble. We ain't got time for Sambo babble. We dealing with real business. We bronze skinned people. We the bronze copper colored people that come in many different shades and complexions. Because listen, part of that black thing, do you know that whole black ideology is what sowed the seeds of disunity amongst our people? Because we sitting up here talking, your skin too dark. You a dark skinned black person. Now I'm a light skinned black person. You ain't light enough. You ain't dark enough. You ain't really black. You see how that caused dissension amongst our people? When we all the same people, we come in different shades and complexions. We come in different shades and complexions of bronze, copper color. Yes, we do. Yeah, we do. We come in many different shades of bronze, copper color. We are not no black Africans. We are not. We are not no foundational black Americans. Get out of here. We was always in America. There was nobody brought us on no damn slave ships. Don't let people sit up here and lie to you, because a lot of people got agendas, man. A lot of people got agendas, man. You see? Yeah, a lot of Sambos, man. That's how you separate from the Sambos, man. Get them up out of here. I told them we removed them people, man. We're not doing that. But I'm about to wrap this up. Listen, you see what I got to go through, because again, I'm pushing the envelope with this. We're doing the first American Street and Music Festival. We're doing the first American Street and Music Festival, honoring ourselves, our people, as first Americans. Now, I got this idea to do the first American Street and Music Festival from the African Street Festival that I used to go to in New York back in the day when I was staying in New York. I got that from there. And I got sick and tired of going there and this being called the African Street Festival, and all so-called black Americans are there. Not an African in sight. Not an African, not a continental African in sight. But on the last time I went there years ago, because we had our comic books out there, we were selling unlimited epics. We got our own heroes and things like sheroes. Check out unlimitedepics.com, my site, Unlimited Epics. We got the brand Next Heroes. We got the Next American Heroes, all bronze, copper colored heroes and sheroes. Check out my site. Check out unlimitedepics.com. Order you the series Unlimited Epics. We got Almighty Herc. We got the Mysterious She-Fly. We got the Unstoppable Thug. All of that. We got some new characters coming, all from Unlimited Epics. That's my company. We got epic books, epic adventures. I don't like to use the term comic book. So check us out, unlimitedepics.com, unlimitedepics.com. We're going to do some more work on the site. We add more characters. But yeah, American man, a first American man jumping off a real American epic book company. Because let me tell you something. The face of American, the face of the first American is my face. That's the face of the first American. Okay. That's why we're doing the first American Street and Music Festival and shouting out all our first American brothers and sisters throughout the motherland, which is America, because this is the motherland right here. North America is the motherland for our people, and South America is really the fatherland, because we came from South America into North America. So we came from one part of America into the next part of America. So we've always been here. We are the people of America that they try to hide, try and say we come from Africa. They lying, man, because these people want to take our place. The white man, these racist Caucasians always talking about replacement this and replacement that. They was trying to replace us. They was trying to replace us ever since they came here. They've been trying to replace us and reclassifying us so that they can be Americans, and we gonna be some Negroes. They calling themselves Americans and calling us Negroes, American Negroes, trying to erase us, And then we got Sambos like this trying to help erase us, talking this FBA nonsense. Calling us black people, insulting our people. It was a time our people, if you called our people, and I'm not even talking about a long time, I'm talking about in the 40s, 30s, you call somebody black, that's fighting words. Because they knew our people knew that was an insult, because we know we're not black-skinned people. They knew that the Caucasians were calling us that as a way to insult us. That's why they came with the black face and all that and calling us black. And you had a lot of Sambos that was getting us in alignment with blackness. A lot of Sambos was getting us in alignment with it. So we celebrating our American heritage. We're doing the first American Street and Music Festival. This is the second year we're doing it. We're going to be in Atlanta at Rodney Cook Senior Park. We're going to be doing the first American Street and Music Festival at Rodney Cook Senior Park in May 16th and 17th. It's going to be 2 days, Saturday and Sunday. Sorry, I went off on that guy, y'all. I apologize for that, but ignorance just set me off. But anyway, we're doing the first American Street and Music Festival in May. On the 16th and the 17th, we want our people to come out and celebrate. If you acknowledge that you are first Americans, if you acknowledge that you are first Americans of America and America only, which is what we are, so-called black Americans, we first Americans of America only, then come out, help us celebrate. We also need your help. We raising money for this. It's coming along good. We raising money for the festival. We working to raise $24,000, and it's coming up gradually. Last year we raised 15,000. We're looking to raise 24,000 because again, we have to pay for stage because there's going to be live performances there. It's going to be a live band. It's going to be a DJ there. It's going to be a trail rides there. It's going to be, for the children, for the adults, trail rides. Going to have the horses out there. We're going to be playing the oldies, the goodies, all the R&B, soul, hip hop, everything. We're going to be out there having a blast. It's going to be vendors out there. If you want to come out and vend, I suggest that you get in contact with our administration team at our site, which is FASMFest.com. FASMFest, that's FASM. FASMFEST, FASMFest.com. See about if you want to perform, or if you want to vend, give us a call. Let us know what you want to perform, what you want to vend, and we'll work something with you, right? But like I said, we're looking for the donations for this festival because it's expensive to put this on. We're going through the city, so this is official. This is the second one we did. So we're going to have a good time. We're going to have the feathered head crowns out there, the real indigenous feathered head crowns of our people, the people of America. The ones that go up in the air, not the Native American ones, but the first American ones, the real indigenous ones that go up in the air that our people was wearing, like crowns. They look like crowns. We're going to have those feathered head crowns out there being sold. We're not going to wear none of the Native American head crowns. We're not going to wear no cheap feathered head crowns with strings all lined them, some shit you get off Esty. We're going to have the official ones out there made by one of our people. So come on out and also support. We need your help. Make this happen. Donate to the FASM Fest. Go to our page, FASMFest.com. If you acknowledge that you are First American, if you are a part of any indigenous bronze communities out there, groups, then help, send us a shout, say how you want to be involved in the First American Street Music Festival. Because see, if we don't do this, if we don't stand up and acknowledge who we are as First Americans, nobody else will. Because you got so-called black people out here who are willing to lie to our people because they want us to push this BS belief. So again, we have to do things like this. We have to put on events to not only just come and party and celebrate. We putting on these events to show that, hey man, we acknowledging who we are as First Americans. No more black nonsense, no more African American, no more Negro, no more FBA garbage, no more a descendant of slaves BS. We First Americans over here. That's it, man. And whoever don't like it, oh well. The Native Americans over there, we ain't got nothing to do with them. The Native Americans over here, we First Americans over here. We First Americans and the only real Americans over here, the only real indigenous people of America. And we celebrating who we are as First Americans of America. No African, no pro-black, none of that. All American, all original American. The Aztec, the Inca, the Mayan, the Olmec, the original indigenous tribes out here. Because you have hundreds of indigenous so-called black tribes out here that the government refuses to acknowledge. They only acknowledge the so-called 5 civilized tribes, which is a lot of these Mongoloid natives. They're not the indigenous people of this land. But anyway, I'm about to wrap this up. So support the First American Street Music Festival, FASMFest.com. Go to FASMFest.com and be a supporter of that. You can also go to our Cash App and hit the $sign ROA Collective, $sign ROA Collective. And if you donate, make sure you put for the street festival, put $20, $30, whatever you can donate, because again, let's all make this happen. If we're going to sit up here and say we First Americans, y'all rocking with it, then let's make this happen. Let's donate to it, give to it, because again, what you're giving is knowledge to the world about who our people are. You're making a statement. We making a statement as First Americans, okay? And if you also acknowledge what I'm saying to be true, you can become a part of our community. We have our own American community, called the Republic of America Worldwide, ROA Worldwide. Become a registered First American in the Republic of America. Join the Republic of America, ROA Worldwide. We international. We got members in the UK. We got members in Africa who are American of American descent. Because let me tell you something, every so-called black person that live in Africa who believe they African, they're not African. Got a lot of our people who are American who live in amongst the Africans. We know our people when we see them. We could tell by the hair texture. We could tell by the features. We know who's American and who's African. So we got a lot of our American brothers and sisters living amongst the Africans who might believe they're African, but by nationality, they're really American. And American encompasses our people in South America, our people in Mexico, our people in the West Indies, our people in North America, our people in Canada. Our people are all over the planet. And UK, our people are in Africa. Our Americans are everywhere. Again, keep in mind, American is a real nationality. My name, Benjamin Manhattan, Benjamin Francois Manhattan is an American name. My name is first American name. Why? Because it came from a first American. My grandfather, Frank Benjamin Council, owned property in Suffolk County in Virginia, which it was Indian territory, because he was an American Indian. Y'all got to get this idea out your head that the American indigenous people are like these Native Americans, man. They're not the indigenous Americans. That's why they don't even call themselves that. They call themselves Native Americans. The real American Indians are still here. They've been reclassified as American Negroes, African Americans, and it's time to end that, man. It's time to end that. It's time for us to stand up as first Americans going forward. So join the Republic of America. Go to ROA Worldwide and become a registered first American in the Republic of America worldwide. Go to ROA Worldwide, become a registered member, roaworldwide.com. Also, hit the thumbs up button if you like what I was saying. Hit the thumbs up. Show that y'all like it. Check out all my other videos on this channel. Also, check out my other page, The Realist Channel. The Realist Channel. Buck Manhattan, that's my page over there. I'm Buck Manhattan, Benjamin Manhattan, same person. Buck Manhattan is my everyday name. So check out Buck Manhattan, Mr. Buck Manhattan over there. Myself, The Realist Channel, giving commentary, the realist commentary on all things that are taking place in pop culture. Also, check out, what else? Check out the American Indigenous Channel. Our good sister Enra Vincetta Mentangela. Check out the American Indigenous Channel. Subscribe to her channel. Like I said, share this everywhere. Come on out to the First American Street Music Festival, FASM Fest. Again, because see, unlike everybody else that's on here, shout out to Dane Calloway, shout out to Mike TV, and even this guy Karamio. I ain't got no problem with Karamio. I just don't rock with him no more because he tried to disrespect my people. You see, that's why I don't rock with him no more. I did a video on, if you check it on my page, because we had a whole lot of Karamio, nut huggers. I'm gonna just call them like that. A lot of fun boy Karamio lovers up there, you know, defending this dude. And I didn't even say nothing bad about him. I just was like, I didn't like how he was condescending to my people, being a creep to my people. I didn't like that, and trying to kind of dump on our festival. So check that out. Check out the American Indigenous Channel, Sister Enra Vincetta, because he tried to disrespect her, but that's another thing. Again, y'all can watch that dude channel if y'all want to. I just don't mess with him no more. Yeah, so I think that's it. Again, FASMFest.com, FASMFest. See what the festival is about. See what we did, how we had a good time last year, and we're going to have an even greater time this year. I want to get some New York break dancers in here, some brothers, some New York break dancers in here. If anybody knowing of any New York break dancers, they could come and perform on the stage. We want some girls to come out and do double Dutch, because double Dutch was a thing of our people. You know, first American girls was doing the double Dutch. Now you're getting these Africans and all of them coming and trying to do it and trying to run behind us, because now they'll be saying that they did it first when it was our people that was doing double Dutch first. So we want to get the double Dutch young girls out there, have a double Dutch competition. You know, we're also looking for some drummers. We want some first American drummers. We want some first American drummers out there. Those want to bring the drums. Like I said, we're going to have the feathered head crowns. We're going to have the first American T-shirts out. We're going to be doing it up big, man. So come on out. May 16th, May 17th, donate to that. But that's it. I'm going to close this out. Nominate Trust and Nominate in this message. Thank y'all all for spending time with me. And I appreciate you. Good night. No more black. 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 No more African American. No more FTX. First American. No more way for the
to